Welcome to the Diary of Dating Over 50 with Tanya R. Lewis, the hottest dating show on social media, hosted by the sassiest model of them all, Tanya R. Lewis. Are you 50 and single, dating or waiting to mingle? Be a guest on the Diary of Dating Over 50 with your host, Tanya R. Lewis.
Hello. This is Tanya R. Lewis with the Diary of Dating Over 50. And y'all been waiting on this one. I forgot an inbox. My TikTok blew up. My Facebook was blowing up. So here it is. How did this beautiful pilot date? And y'all know how I do it. I let people introduce themselves. Hi, Veronica.
Hello, how are you?
I'm amazing. Tell her, who are you?
Well, I am Veronica, and I am someone who loves airplanes.
Okay, so First of all, because we're gonna dive right into this, y'all.
Okay.
We ain't gonna mess around. We're gonna dive right into the thick of it. First of all, where did you come from? Where was you born and raised?
I'm originally from California, born in Los Angeles.
What was your upbringing like?
Well, I came from, both my parents are actually from the South, and they were very much into, you guys do what you want to do in your life. Now, having said that, my dad's an attorney, and at one point he was guiding me towards law school, and I did go to law school. Unfortunately, my dad had to tutor me all the time because I really wasn't that interested. And then one day I turned to my dad and just had one of those come to Jesus moments. I said, Dad, I really don't like this. And he said, you go figure out what you want to do.
So he gave you the opportunity to go and figure out what you wanted to be when you grew up.
Exactly.
Okay. So tell us, what drew you to aviation, and when did you first realize you wanted to become a pilot?
I read a book, and I tell everyone to read this book. It's called The Aladdin Factor. And in the book, it says you have to write down 101 things that you want out of your life.
101?
101. And it's very important. It has to be 101. So a little backstory about the book. I met a guy, I think it was sitting in maybe a Starbucks, and he just came up to me and he said he got his dream job and his life was fantastic. And I'm like, I want a little bit of that. How did you do it? How did you make your life so fantastic? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you. I want you to read this book. And it's called The Aladdin Factor. Okay. I went that same day to the bookstore, Barnes and Nobles, and bought that book. And basically, the book is about how come we don't get what we want is because we don't ask. It's so simple.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Veronica, that makes sense. That makes sense.
We're all wired to say no to things or whatever. But really, what we need to do is learn how to ask for things. So the interesting thing about the book is I had to write 101 things down. And the book said the craziest thing you put down will come true first. Now I'm sitting here going, yeah, right. But I did the exercise.
Okay.
So but unbeknownst to me, I had just moved into a house and right around the corner was a flight school. Mm-hmm. But I put down my 101. There was a plane flying over and I went, learn to fly. So I
want to see Veronica's face close up when you saying this. Just, okay.
Mm-hmm. So okay. Learn to fly.
Okay.
So I end up.
Okay.
So I end up going to this little flight school and I walked in. I'm only 5 feet tall. And I said, can I learn to fly? And the owner of the flight school said, you can start tomorrow.
Wow.
And that started my journey.
Okay. So this is a male dominated industry. Tell me, how did you navigate the challenges and the obstacles as a woman in a male-dominated industry? And not only a male, but a white man's, because it wasn't a lot of African Americans flying.
Even now, people come up to me. I get it pretty much every time I fly. Someone will come and say, congratulations. I mean, they're just like in awe. You flew this big plane? I'm like, yeah, I did. And so what I realized is that people will treat you the way you treat them. Mm-hmm. So I don't look at skin color.
Mhm.
And I have found if I'm respectful, they're always respectful for me, to me. And moreover, I know how to do the job.
Okay.
So,
okay.
so I don't need to have to navigate or do anything like that. I'm competent, I'm qualified, and I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
And that's all they see.
So, can you tell us a challenge that you may have had that I know you dominated it because she a little spicy, y'all. So, give us a example of a challenge that you went through.
When I was learning how to fly a challenge, really the challenge is always learning a new aircraft.
Okay.
So that's challenging.
Okay.
When I started learning how to fly the Airbus, I hadn't flown an Airbus before. That was a challenge.
Okay.
But I took it as I can do this. I can sit down. I can give up things for however many weeks I have to do to learn how to fly this aircraft.
Okay.
So there are no challenges in life. To me, there's just, this is just a little bump in the road, something I got to get over.
Okay. So tell me if there is, was there prejudice somewhere along the line as being a woman and an African-American woman?
I get asked that a lot, and because I've had people that are interested in flying, like flight attendants, say, I'm interested, but is it racist? But, if you see color and if you think it's going to be racist, you're going to experience racism. But I have honestly, I have not in 21 years. If I did, I'd be telling you a complete, in fact, it's been quite the opposite.
Well, you so darn cute. How can somebody be angry with somebody or mistreat somebody as cute as she is?
No, they have been, in fact, I think they go out of their way to be very helpful. So I just think, once again, it's the way I treat them. Okay. So if you treat people right, and that's anything in life, people are going to help you.
Okay. So can you discuss any specific instance where you felt the impact of a gender stereotype career, not just from the industry point of view, but maybe you walked off the airplane or somebody seen that you were a pilot and maybe somebody came up and said something to you? Like, did you really fly that plane? Like challenging you, saying that you couldn't fly the aircraft.
Okay. I have experienced a few of those.
Okay.
So one time in particular, this was at my last airline. It was me and it was another African-American man, he was a man, and a guy who regularly flew our airline saw the both of us in the aircraft and chose to walk off.
Oh my.
Yeah.
He walked off the aircraft.
Because he saw both of us. Yeah. Two people of color flying the aircraft. He didn't like that. And so he walked off. But I commend the gate agents. They're like, we're not going to give him a refund. So that was his choice. We're not giving him a refund. But overall, that's, and I have had people say, wow, you flew that aircraft? And they're shocked because I don't fit the mold. They're used to seeing gray-haired, older white men.
Absolutely.
And I don't fit that mold. And I'm happy I'm here to change that.
You change the whole look and perspective on what we look at as a pilot. And sometimes as people of our, of African Americans, we can be small-minded about not allowing our people to grow or think that we can't. Now, can you give me a scary moment when you were flying the aircraft? Because I done been, I'm a flight attendant, y'all, in my real job. But I've experienced some scary moments.
Well, I'm not prone to fear. I don't really believe in fear.
Okay.
Because people ask me all the time, aren't you afraid? I said, no. Fear is, what did they say? Something experiences, appearing real. So I don't really prescribe to fear. However, there have been a couple times there that I've had some challenges, but then I go back to my training. We are trained. For example, if you lose an engine, that's not considered an emergency.
Because you can fly on one engine.
I can fly on one engine.
Because the engine, a bird got into one of our engines and we had to come back sideways. So
it's treated as a normal event. And they do such a good job. You just revert back to training. And yes, I've had to land an aircraft on one engine before. shut down an engine. What was so nice is that when we landed, the passengers were like, no, we only want her.
They didn't want nobody else to fly that aircraft.
They didn't want anybody else. We got to know. We only want her. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's so I wouldn't say it was scary. Went back to challenges. So unless you lose all your engines and you're like Sully landing in the Hudson, pretty much there's not too many things to get worked up about.
She said no engine and planning and landing in nuts. So can you tell me, when you get into that airplane, what is a moment like for you when you get in there and you see that sun come up? And I know you come up with the best idea. Because y'all, let me tell you something. When I'm running outside and I got music in my ear, I come up with some crazy stuff outside of the box that I'm gonna make happen. And I know because as a flight attendant, we're trained to go up in the cockpit when our pilots go to the bathroom. And sometime I look out there and I be like, only God, you know. So tell me one of your moments where you were up there, you were getting ready, and something just came over and was like, because you were a thinker.
Well, every time I'm in the cockpit, I feel I get a sense of gratitude. And I think to myself, that song, I always think to myself, what a beautiful world. Aww. And the fact that I get to experience it at 39,000 feet. The world is amazing. It's beautiful. Yes. And God gave us an amazing, beautiful, beautiful world. The clouds, the birds. It's the closest thing to God you'll ever get in terms of, it's right there. Yeah, it's amazing. And so I feel really grateful that God made me a pilot. I understand weather probably better than most people because you have to understand weather. And even the challenging days. So like today, actually, I flew into Buffalo. It looked like Antarctica. It was snowing and stuff. And even the challenging days, I'm still grateful that I'm able to do it, get these people where they need to go.
Yes.
But moreover, the fact that once again, that I get to be up in the clouds. Yes. It's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah. Some people think that when it's clear as day down on, when we're on the ground and it's so beautiful outside, and they sit in the airport and they wonder why we on a delay, and they don't realize that weather is up there.
Yeah.
Now, can you explain to me when we're up in the air? Because I'm up there with her, y'all. I became a flight attendant at almost 60. I love it. So when you're up there and the turbulence start going, and because you guys come on, the pilots will come on and kind of calm us down and say something. What do you say to us or to our passengers?
Well, at the end of the day, we want you guys to be comfortable and let you know that we're trying to find smooth air. Yes. But I need to tell you guys a little facts. Well, a lot of people think they're scared and this and that, but the reality is airplanes don't come down because of turbulence. They're designed for that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
They can take a beating. And moreover, we're also trained to stay like 20 miles away from a big thunderstorm. So we're not trying to go towards a thunderstorm that's building. We're not trying to do that because we know that's uncomfortable for the passengers. So our goal is to give you guys a comfortable ride. Sometimes we can't do it. But just sit back, and you wanted a ride, we're going to give you one sometimes.
Sometimes it's like this.
Sometimes it's like that. But that's okay. Just sit back and know God's got this.
Yes.
Yes. And one of the things, I do for my passengers, every time I do a walk around, I pray for them. Every time.
When you go outside, tell us what is a walk around?
Well, the walk around is when we go around and we check all the aircraft, make sure there's no leaks, no dents, anything that would make the aircraft unworthy to fly, not airworthy. So that's our goal. So, and they get checked a lot. People don't realize those aircrafts are constantly checked, not only by the pilots, but maintenance is out there all the time. And every so many days, we do what's called a heavy check where they go through the complete aircraft. So aircrafts get a lot of touches.
So when a signal come on or an emergency come on that you have to land this aircraft right away, how do you handle that?
You declare an emergency. ATC will clear the space to make
sure
they'll
clear all the airplanes.
It happens all the time. But it's funny. Life happens. I mean, they know what to do. There's no one panicking. So it's a well-oiled machine. So sometimes, I mean, I've had to divert as a captain. A young lady was passing a kidney stone. There was New Orleans right below me. I ducked into New Orleans.
You had this.
And we got that young lady to where she needed to go, to a hospital. And the passengers were really understanding because, you know, they understand that could have been them.
Yes, yes. So tell me, how old are you? When do you have to retire?
65.
It's set in stone, 65.
Set in stone. But who knows? I mean, people are living longer. People are taking care of themselves.
3 sometimes.
It could be that they raised the pilot age. Because when I started, it was 60. Now it's 65.
Not 31. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you think that because we're living longer now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're living
could
longer.
Happen.
And so it's
happen.
going up. Now, air traffic controller has to retire at.
I actually don't know their age, but it's pretty young. I think it's younger than ours.
It is.
Yeah, I think it's younger than our retirement. Yeah. I'm not sure on that one. That's not my scope and that's not my industry, but I think they have to retire. And don't quote me on this, guys.
Don't quote it, y'all.
Please don't. It could be 60.
You can have a 3-ton airplane, but do not quote her on this.
On this one. I don't know.
So now, when parents come on with their children,
I love it.
Oh my God, it's a wonderful thing. Because we, as flight attendants, we have to ask first, can the family bring their child in? Tell me, up close and personal, we have a beautiful, my BFF, y'all, she controlling the camera. She's doing such an amazing job. I'm telling on you. But tell me, how do you approach that?
I love it.
I love y'all when y'all do that.
You know, you don't know what you might be inspiring. So a little backstory. When I was little and I was screaming my head off, my dad would take me to LAX to watch the planes take off.
He planted that seed early.
My brother, he gave one of my brothers a fire truck. He's a fireman. Gave my other brother a police car, and he's a policeman. So there's something to it. So I don't know. You never know. And also seeing me as a woman when they come in, because I'll ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a teacher. Maybe you might want to be a pilot.
Wow.
You never know what. And I go around to schools and I put little wings on them. And before I do that, when I go into the schools, I always ask every child, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be like Beyonce. Oh, I want to be like Michael Jordan. And that's the usual. By the time I leave and I put those wings, because I make them honorary flight crew. They all want to be pilots. They all want to be pilots. Yeah. But it's important because they don't see that. They don't see that. So once you present something, it goes, oh, wow, maybe I can do that.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, hey, I was in this state this morning. Now I'm in your state now. And you're like, how'd you do that?
I love that. I love that. Because we go up and down, up and down. And the first time that I met Veronica, and I forgot to send a picture of me and you in. We took pictures and we hit it off instantly. Because we both cute, y'all, with our ponytails. Check your ponytail. It's so funny. We cute with our ponytails, y'all. And we hit it off like the first time we met each other, and we've been inseparable ever since. If you had to tell a struggling young lady or a young man, but especially a young lady, they could become a pilot, what would you say to them?
Never give up. Don't let money or anything distract you. Do what you have to do, even if it might be living in your parents' basement. Never let anybody say you can't do it.
Yes.
Because the only limitations that you have are the ones that you recognize. So if you want to be a pilot, you do it. And you live and envision, and I'm real big on visualization. So one of the things that I do, even now, anytime I go into something, I visualize it, myself already achieving it, whatever it is. Okay. So it was no doubt in my mind I was ever going to fly big planes because every day I thought about it.
You was obsessed with it, huh?
Obsessed with it. Drill, obsess. Wake up, lay in bed and think of yourself flying that airplane. Because you know what? We have two minds. Most people don't realize that. We have a conscious mind. I'm going to just give everyone a little bit of information here. We have a conscious mind that processes about 2 million pieces of information a second. That's a lot, right?
Mhm.
But we also have a subconscious mind
Mm-hmm.
that processes 11 million pieces of information a second. Now, many of you are going, how does that happen? Pretty easy. Our subconscious mind controls our breathing, our menstrual cycle, our heartbeat, all the blood that's going through our veins. It controls everything.
Mm-hmm.
That subconscious mind doesn't miss a thing. When you're driving down the street, it saw every tree, every
It's like,
bird,
like a
everything.
computer. Click, 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 click.
It
click,
sees
click.
everything.
Yes.
So it's also a program. It's a computer.
Mhm.
So program your computer. You are the author of your computer. Program your computer that I'm a pilot. I'm a pilot. I'm a pilot. I'm a pilot. People ask you what you are. I'm a pilot.
That's what I did as a flight attendant. I was like, I am going to be a flight. Anybody I talk to, I'm getting ready to be a flight attendant.
Mhm.
I'm getting ready to go to flight. I'm getting ready to go to flight school on a regular. So but there's a lot of sacrifice that you have to go to, because some people weren't as fortunate as you. Had a father that was an attorney. It's a lot of sacrifice that you have to do. What are some of the sacrifices?
Okay, and that's a fair question. People
Mhm.
ask me that, but here's the thing: my dad didn't pay for flight school. I did. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all
So,
hear that?
all right. So yes, there's some sacrifices, but a lot of it is, what are you willing to sacrifice? Because there's a way to do everything, but what are you willing to give up?
Yeah.
Are you willing to give up swiping all day long? Are you willing to give up getting the new iPhone? Are you willing to give up, maybe go live in your parents' basement for a while? What are you willing to give up?
What are you willing to do?
If you're not willing to give, for your dream. If you're not willing to give up something for your dream, you shouldn't have it, and you don't deserve it.
Wow. Y'all heard it here first. Let me tell y'all. I adore this woman, and she bring truth. But you know what, y'all? There's a fun side to Veronica. Okay. Charlie, can I get that video? The hula hoop video. Watch this, y'all.
For Guinness Book Records. Probably going to have a whole lot more here pretty soon. Now, mind you, my Guinness Book Records are all in roller skating. So I roller skate backwards while I hula hoop at the same time. So I know. But that goes back to that drilling. So I even now, they're in my car right now. Everywhere I go, I have those hula hoops with me. I will, if I'm traveling, I don't care where I am. Even if I'm going to Cancun, which I was last week on an overnight in Cancun, I have my hula hoops with me. Everything in life takes dedication. You can learn anything if you're willing to do 15, 20 minutes a day. I do usually an hour of hula hooping a day or more.
Is that why you stay so beautiful and fit?
It keeps me fit.
Yes.
And I didn't want to have to get on somebody's floor to keep my core tight.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a completely flat stomach at 56 years old, and it's hula hooping.
Yeah,
it will change your life.
She ain't 56, y'all. She's telling us some stories. But let me tell you something. I need to learn how to hula hoop. I mean, I know how to hula hoop, but I want to learn how to do it through exercise.
Yes.
You know, and as tall as I am, you know, she's shorter. I can have about 5 on my arm. Be going like.
Well, the funny thing is, I can do 40 to 60 at a time. Even
you can do 40 to 50.
I should have brought that video.
Hula hoops.
Mm-hmm.
Hula hoops. Let me get it out right, because I'm astonished. I'm like surprised. 40 at one time.
If I had thought about it, I would have sent you that video. Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So you know what, guys, we may attach that one to the YouTube that you'll be able to watch this. Maybe we'll attach that at the end, because I want to see 40. I know y'all want to see 40 hula hoops too, don't y'all? Yes.
Okay.
Wow. So how did you start dating? When you was a young lady coming up, how did you start dating?
I guess I probably started like most people. Someone asked me out when I originally. I remember there was a boy in high school. He had been watching me, and one day he came across the playground and asked me out. I was 16, and I said, "Okay, Mom and Dad, this boy wants to go out with me." My dad's like, "No, I got to meet him." And so so that was how I my dad, of course, interviewed and didn't like the young man. And my mom said, let her go out with him. He's a nice little boy. So yeah, so that's how I started dating. And so I guess I just started like everybody else. in
So
some
were
ways.
you did you have any issues, from dating? Some of us got in trouble from dating, like me.
No, I didn't really have any issues except for I honestly kind of got into the programming of being I'm independent. I don't really need a man. Kind of, yeah. So
Not you.
I did
You went there.
because that's kind of a society thing,
Yeah.
and it kind of permeated in a lot of relationships that I had. I was good, in terms of the relationships were okay,
Mhm.
but I always had this I don't really need a man kind of attitude. And it wasn't until the last few years that I started realizing, like, wait a minute, what am I getting? What am I doing? What am I projecting? And then I started seeing it in other women. I'm like, this is why we're all single. Because we're projecting,
Wow.
I don't need a man.
Yes.
And if you
Yes.
project that, why would a man come along?
Right. Why would a man come along?
But we do need men. It's yin and yang. That's
Oh
why
my
God made it.
I need a man in my
Yeah.
life. I don't know what nobody else talking about.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
I love a committed relationship. I love that one-on-one.
Yeah.
I like to be able to think how I can make his life a little easier. And he should be doing the same thing.
Exactly.
So we meet right there in the middle,
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
moving forward, when did you decide that it was time for Veronica the pilot to get married?
Well, I guess like a lot of people, I was getting older
Mm-hmm.
and it was time to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if it necessarily was so much a time. It's just more of an age.
More of an
I felt
age.
like that biological time clock was kicking in,
Yes.
and it's time.
Yes.
So I was not living my life necessarily on my time. I was
Mhm.
living it according to the societal
What
norms.
people said that we
Yes.
supposed to be
Yes. So
Yeah.
you're this age, you should be having a kid now. You should do that. That's how I
Yes.
was living my life. And then I
Yes.
realized one day, whose life am I living?
Yes.
And then I was like, no, I got to start living my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your first husband became he's your best friend today. Best friend.
Yeah. He's a good guy. But, I'm not going to say that it was not easy and that it was
Mhm.
easy.
Mhm.
So what happened was we went through a very contentious divorce. And then one day I realized, I said, I got to be a grown up. So I took ownership. I sent him a letter and just opened up in a way that I had never opened up when we were married. And that changed everything.
Let go of some of that resentment too.
Yeah. I mean, how can you be mad at someone who just opened up and said, I just threw myself on the sword and said, hey,
I never heard that before.
Yeah,
Just
I did.
threw yourself
I
on
did.
the sword. Okay.
100%.
Okay.
That moment changed everything because there was no ego. There was no you did anything wrong. There was none of that. Because when I started thinking about it, people get married and they marry somebody and they love somebody, but then all of a sudden they hate each other. But wait a minute, you loved him, you got married to him. That person probably knows you better than him. Why don't you be grown-ups? And that's their thing too. I decided to be a grown-up.
She decided to be a grown-up.
Children fight.
Yes.
Children fight.
Yes.
Grown-ups.
Yes.
Takes a lot to be a grown-up. I'm not saying being a grown-up is easy, but it sure is wonderful when you are in that space. And so I said, I'm going to be a grown-up. I am going to make our relationship healthy. I am not going to live my life and be a lot of people hating their ex-husband, talking to.
Yes.
I want him to talk nice about me, and I talk nice about him.
And once you decided to become that grown up, you released all that anger, and you all are in a good space today.
It freed us both. It freed him to be able to go on in his life. And now he has a wonderful life. He thanks me for that because he had held on to some animosity towards me for many years. And then he sees me move on with someone else.
Yes.
That had to hurt. So I just, let's be grown-ups. Let's be grown-ups.
Talk about that someone else. Y'all know I'm asking these questions. Who is that someone else?
My husband, Michael.
Yeah, look how she's smiling. She cheesing, y'all. Look.
Yeah. So he's a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I liked is the lessons that I've learned in terms of before I'd want to fight. And I see people, they want to fight. They want to win because our egos are at stake.
And prove each other who's wrong.
But you know what? You know what happens when you fight? Only thing that happens is you shut down that other person. That's all you did. That's all you won, is you shut down that other person. You didn't win anything. And that's what I realized. Because that was me and my ex-husband. We used to fight all the time. And we realized we lost a lot.
And you know what? We've had a lot of one-on-ones about your ex-husband, and we're not going to spend I mean, your husband you're married to now. She wants to protect that relationship, you know, but we had some one-on-ones, and she is in an amazing place. This man, what he looking for some more land for you? Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. We get ready to show you what she do too on her spare time. Charlie, can you?
They're all living in harmony. Ducks are not afraid of the dogs, and the dogs aren't afraid of them.
4:30 in the morning, I work out. So I go running in the dark.
So
at 4:30 in the morning? Yes, I do. I'm dedicated.
Dark.
I love it. It's time. Because you know what's interesting about that time in the morning, people don't realize when you get up really early. First of all, I make it a job. So I never give myself an excuse. People, it's this. No, I'm not motivated. Oh no, sweetheart, you are motivated. You're motivated to get up and go work for somebody for that paycheck. So why not be motivated for your body?
Yeah, and that's a good time to work out in the morning.
It really is.
Yes.
And
but you go outside in the dark
Yeah.
by yourself and run around your property.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the other thing too. There's a frequency, the birds and stuff.
Yes.
And so I never take a cell phone or anything with me, but the birds listening to their frequency in the morning actually wakes me up. And the other thing is the first light in the morning should be the sunlight hitting your eyes, not your cell phone, because the cell phone actually tricks your body. Whereas if you're getting natural light, it makes it so your body's in harmony with our Mother Earth.
Wow.
So
I sure grab that cell phone, don't y'all?
No, should not be the first light. Yeah.
But you know, I like working out early in the morning.
Yes.
But you don't be scared you might run into lions, tigers, or bears out there in the country.
That bear better run from me. I'll send that bear running.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what else? What other animals because you were telling me you wanted to add more animals to your farm.
Everything has to have a purpose in my life. So right now I'm really into these little skinny pigs. And if you don't know what a skinny pig is,
a skinny pig.
A skinny pig is a hairless guinea pig. Now you're probably like, yeah, I got some rodents. My dad saw it and he's like, what do you want those rodents for? But everything has a purpose. So most people don't realize when they're tending to their garden and they go and they get all this like manure or whatever like that for their garden. A lot of times you might want to read the package because some of it has human
feces.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm really not into that.
Right.
So I got the guinea pigs because they only eat vegetables. I use their poop in my garden for my vegetables because I grow a lot of food.
Okay. And so you're a vegan as well.
I am.
How long you been vegan?
Well,
that's why her skin looked like that.
I started vegetarian when I was 17, and then I went vegan when COVID happened. Full on vegan, no dairy, no eggs, no nothing. But
so you have your own. You get your eggs from your. I remember you were so excited when you told me I found some eggs. I got some eggs.
Yeah, I got lots of eggs. So, but what really the eggs are for other people. But I also do use the eggs, the shell, as I make it into a powder, and I use it as a calcium source for my dogs. And I also use the shell as a powder.
The dog's vegan too, y'all.
Nah, my dogs are not vegan. My dogs are not vegan. Now that would be cruel. But they do like vegetables like bananas and stuff and fruits like bananas and they like peas. They do eat some of that. I mix it in because I make their treats and stuff like that.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cook most of our food.
Okay. So the farm life, the husband, the hula hoop. What is next for Veronica? What's next for you? President?
What's next is, that's a good question. Got a lot of things that are next.
Oh, there you go. Share some of them.
Well, one of the things I'm going to be doing is a talent show.
You're doing a talent show?
I'm putting on a talent show.
Where?
It'll be in Alabama.
And is it an
And
adult talent show
I'm
or?
doing one for children and also one for adults. So the theater will hold 460 people. So I'll make sure when that time comes, I'll come back and tell you more about it as I plan that. And it's going to be a talent show. I'm looking for talent. There's so much talent out there.
It is.
And I want people to see the
is.
kind of talent. Because when people see me hula hooping, I'm like, there's greater talents than me out there. And it's about discovering it and bringing it to the community.
I want to learn how to hula hoops, like so we can say 50 and over.
Yeah.
We out there hula hooping, y'all.
Yeah.
Because I already know how to go like that. Shh, shh, shh. So yes,
Yeah.
I would like that. I would like
Yes.
to be in that talent show and hula hoop.
Well, you have to audition. I
Of
mean,
course.
this is going to be a big time talent show. We're going to have judges and all sorts of stuff. It's so yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
So I know Veronica does. She will do groups of ladies. You just had a group of ladies, and the job called on me, so I couldn't go. But when you put these things together, what do you have in mind? Because it's a power thing.
That, it was funny about, and this is something else that I think people listen to your soul, listen to your inner voice. Don't be scared. Take the first step. They say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So it was called, my little thing is called Elite Status. And one of the flight attendants gave me that name, Elite Status.
Mary
Yep.
and gave you that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said, what should I call it? I'm going to do this event. It's Elite Status Women's Empowerment Brunch. So when I came up with this idea, I just came up with an idea. I said, I know what I want it to look like. I want it to be elegant.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be, the food to be amazing. I want to have amazing entertainment. I want to have amazing speakers. And in 1 week, I had 9 speakers. I had an amazing venue, and a venue that people are still talking about. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I had entertainment and I had vendors. And when I say elite, everyone said this was truly elite. And so my goal when I did that was to empower women. So it was an empowerment brunch for women. And the idea of bringing women together to learn about finances, to learn about health, to learn about how to grow food, to learn about real estate, learn about fitness. Mm-hmm. I had a plethora of different topics. It was amazing. So my goal ultimately,
me and you gonna be there the next one because that was an annual.
It was amazing.
Annual.
It was amazing.
Yeah. I was so I really, really wanted to go, and I think I had some fashion show or something going on where I was already committed. But definitely, I need you to do another one.
I will. And this time, and I had the #1 Black-owned female restaurant cater it. And she spoke. And this woman is an amazing story. She had been, talk about following your dreams and listening to your heart and praying. She had been 16 years old, raped, had kids, on food stamps, on welfare. And she went from that to having the #1 Black-owned restaurant where all the celebrities and politicians go.
That's amazing.
And she wrote a book, Martha's Place. Go read it.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
There's another lady that you introduced me to that I'm trying to get on my show.
Yes.
She
spoke.
She knew Martin Luther King.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get her on my
little
old Tanya.
Yeah. She's she is the belle of the ball where I'm at, and everybody wants her to speak. So, but she's now a good friend of mine. When I put on the empowerment, she said yes. So going back to that book, The Aladdin Factor, I reached out to her. She didn't know me from Adam, and said, I'm putting this on. Would you do it? And she said, yes. And normally she doesn't do stuff like that, but she believed in me so much. And she was able then to get me on television to talk about it, several different programs and radio shows. So it's so powerful. I cannot stress to everyone, get that book, learn the power of asking. Now, if I want something, I ask. I never, ever hold back. If I want something, I ask for it.
So I'm asking on air, y'all. So she can't say no to me. I want to come out and interview her friends that are over 50, that are married, and they can give us any age, especially our young women, give us something. Put it out there. Put it out there how to ask, how to be friends, how to learn, how to motivate, how to be in powerful situations and powerful platforms and be able to everybody sit around the table and talk to the Diary of Dating Over 50. We're going to ask that, y'all.
Okay.
So, Veronica, if you could touch one soul out there, what would you tell them? What would you tell them to send them off? Even somebody, whether they're young, old, especially old, because sometimes we feel like we're at an age and we can't do it no more because we're too old.
Well, I'll let my life be a lesson. And like I said earlier, I didn't start hula hooping until I was 53. And why I did it is because I was tired of people telling and saying, when you get to be a certain age, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to show people, no, sweetheart, I'm just getting started. So live your life, your dreams, and go after it. And the other thing is drill. Whatever it is that you want to do, just do it. Every day in the quiet of your room, no one has to know about it. Just you and God. Just do it. 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 Even if you don't feel like it, just do it. So, because people say sometimes things are hard. Well, you know what else is hard? Being broke is hard. Being overweight is hard. Being this is hard. You know what I mean? There's plenty of hards out there.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your heart. Pick your heart. Just pick it. Pick your heart.
If someone wanted to go to flight school, what would be the route that you would tell them to take?
This is the route that to get started. You go and get the books. When I started learning how to fly, you have flight instructors, right? But see, what I've found is that, and I am actually a flight instructor. I don't teach, but I am a flight instructor. Mm-hmm. But see, what people want is for you to spoon feed them. Remember, children's behavior. That's a child behavior. You're not a child. There are books that you can get online and start reading. You can learn everything you need to know about flying from reading the books. You don't need an instructor. What you need an instructor for is to teach you how to fly the plane. But you don't need an instructor to teach you how to read. Okay? So you can read a book.
But it's kind of, all that is kind of complicated, isn't it, Veronica?
No. That's how I did it. I read, there's different levels. You got to get your private pilot, your instrument, commercial, multi-engine.
So
I read all
your
those
private
books.
pilot
is the first step.
How many hours do you have to get as a private pilot?
I think it's still about 40 hours that of flying before you can go for your testing. Mm-hmm. But you have a written part of it. So what I'm saying is all of the written aspect of flying, you can teach yourself. You do not need someone to sit there and spoon feed you like a 2-year-old child.
What about the radar, the looking at the map and all that still?
Okay, now I want to make sure it's clear. Yes. So when you start radar and stuff like that, you're getting into more technically advanced aircraft. But you're going to be learning in a Cessna, okay? It doesn't have all that, all right? Let's just get you got training wheels, okay? Okay, so that's what we're starting with, the training wheels. Okay. So get the training wheels. But it's really simple. But you know how many people have actually, when I've told them to do that, how many people have actually done it? 0. So I tell people, I am not going to fight for your limitations. If you believe that you can't do it, I will believe that. If it's too hard, you're right. Wow. But if you're really motivated and want something, there is no reason that you can't do this. And people say, well, you know, you were this or this or this. I said, no, the only difference between me and you is I was willing to get up at 4:00 in the morning and study.
Yes.
The books are right there. So everyone who wants to learn how to fly, I just told you how to start.
She just told you how to start.
And
that's how I was.
And if you,
when I was in flight attendant school, I would get up at 3:30 in the morning and go to the gym. And then once I came from the gym, I would start studying, because people don't understand. People think flight attendant is waitresses in the sky, but it's so much that we have to learn.
Absolutely.
So, Veronica, I adore you. You know I do. I appreciate you. We're gonna get down there in Alabama on that phone, and we are going down there, and we're taking the diary down there, and we're gonna get with those women. That one that I missed because I had to work, not the big one, but a small intimate one that you had.
Okay.
All right.
I look
for
forward
my
to it.
final thoughts. Yes. Y'all, this was great. I could have went on all night and talked to her. I love when she and I get together, we just talk. Anyway, As we wrap up this episode, let's reflect on the remarkable journey of an African American female pilot. Their stories are not just about breaking barriers in aviation, but also about resilience, determination, and the joy of living life to the fullest. These pioneering women have navigated skies that were once closed to them. Their journey highlights the importance of representation and inspire future generations to follow their dreams, no matter how lofty. Each flight symbolizes a triumph over adversity, reminding us that dreams can take us anywhere. Much like hula hooping, their lives are a dance of balance and creativity. It required practices, patience, and willingness to keep trying, even when the hula hoop falls. This playful activity reflects the joy of freedom that comes with embracing one's passion, reminding us that life is not just about reaching our goals, but enjoying the journey along the way. As we celebrate these incredible women, let's carry their spirit with us. Whether we're flying high or simply hula hooping through life challenges, may we all find our rhythm and soar to new heights. Thank you for joining us today. Keep dreaming big and never stop reaching for the stars until next time. My name is Tanya R. Lewis with the Diary of Dating Over 50. And you guys know I'm an advocate for human trafficking against our children. I have a big event coming up in Cleveland, Ohio, June the 28th. We're going to have fun while we bring awareness to this non-laughter issue. In Cleveland alone, there is over 1,000 children that are missing. I want to bring light to that. Now that I have a voice and a platform to bring it, I want to bring the light. I am getting ready to start classes so that because we're in the airport, Veronica and I, we both work at the same airport. They're going to teach me how to spot it. And with my big old mouth, we're going to spread the word, y'all. We're going to start putting so much heat on these children that are lost that nobody knows where they are. And just because a young lady or a young man or a young gay whomever decides to run away, they don't deserve to be treated like sex slaves. They may be confused. They may have went through a lot at home or in their life, and they just want to run away. But once these trafficker gets a hold to them and they give them drugs and they get them hooked, and once they come down 71 or 75 or get on an airplane, we don't know where they are. So join me June 28th. We're going to bring so much awareness to this. So again, this is Tanya R. Lewis with the Diary of Dating Over 50. Thank you guys for joining us. And thank you, Veronica, the pilot, for being here with us. Thank you.
The hottest dating show on social media, hosted by the sassiest model of them all, Tanya R. Lewis. Are you 50 and single, dating or waiting to mingle? Be a guest on the Diary of Dating Over 50 with your host, Tanya R. Lewis.